Today we're gonna focus on arboreal tarantulas. I'm gonna show you guys babies, I'm gonna show you guys juveniles, and some larger species. So first thing I want to show you guys are gonna be versicolor babies. These guys are actually not babies, they're about an inch or so. And these are gonna be super easy to handle. You just take them out, you can coax them onto your hand, and voila, these guys will not bite you. They're not gonna be defensive. They might be a little skittish at times, but they are totally cool to handle. Don't disturb them too much, but you know, if you want to take them out for a little spin, you totally can. So after a few months, they're gonna graduate from this little vial into a 32-ounce deli container. So we're gonna take out this little guy. He's not that little, he's a juvenile, I would say, at this point. And as far as size goes, this is about 1 3/4 inches, closer to 2 inches maybe. And ooh, they love to jump. They love to jump. The Avics are notorious for jumping. I mean, they're Caribena now because they were reclassified as of a year ago or so. But these guys are awesome. Super skittish, but it's okay. They're not gonna be defensive, they're not gonna be aggressive, but they are gonna be little climbing dudes and dudettes. Man, I love the colors of these guys. They're so pretty at these stages. The early on stages, they're just amazing looking. They just look like little blueberries with a whole bunch of striping. Over here, we're gonna show you a young female. A young female who is about, I wanna say 3.5 inches or so. As you can see, they're not blueberries anymore. She is showing her adult coloration. And again, they're totally cool to handle. They're not gonna be defensive. They're not gonna be aggressive. They're still gonna wanna jump just a little bit, but not as much as when they're in the juvenile stages. And they're always gonna be skittish. They're just the type of tarantula. But wow, I mean, just look at the colors. The reds, the blues, some of them have some greens and purples. There's some different color morphs, color variations, and it's just kind of random. They're such a fun tarantula though. I love handling these guys. Last but not least, we're gonna show you a fully grown adult female versicolor. Her name is Big Bertha, and she devoured a male in the last video. So if you guys haven't seen the last video, make sure to check it out. Big Bertha. Oh, I saw her fangs. She's showing us her fangs. Definitely not interested in being handled today. Hey, maybe she'll eat. Well, Big Bertha, the man-eater. Here's a female for you to devour. Let's see. Are you interested in a cockroach or only mature male tarantulas? Ooh. Of course you're interested. You've never refused a meal, have you? No, you have not. You fatty, you. I want to show you guys a couple more Vicularia style tarantulas. This isn't a Vicularia species. Peru purple, and whew, we almost lost her. So all of Vicularias, Carabinas are gonna be skittish, and that's just how they are. They're never gonna be defensive, they're never gonna be aggressive, and they're always gonna be beautiful. They change many color variations as they grow older into juvenilehood, into adulthood. They're just such pretty tarantulas. I love watching them grow. Look at the dark ends of their feet, that rainbow bottom, the black carapace, the beautiful contrast. Such a pretty species. And now I'm going to show you guys a larger specimen. And over here we have a juvenile. I don't know the sex. I'm not sexing them currently. It just takes too much effort. But of course, it's the typical Avic. It's gonna be skittish, it's gonna be jumpy, and it's gonna be pretty. Next up is one of my favorites, Vicularia minitrix. So what most people don't know about this species is that they're actually communal. And that is speaking from personal experience. I have raised them from babies in a communal setting many years ago, and they did perfect. They did just fine. Typical Avic behavior. They're gonna be skittish, they're gonna be pretty, and oh, did you get that?
Yeah.
Now, as you guys just witnessed, that was an Avicularia pooping. They're notorious poopers. They love to projectile poop. It's very common behavior for the entire genus, and it's just kind of a defense mechanism. I'm gonna show you an adult Avicularia minitrix. We just saw a baby a few minutes ago, and wow, look at the webbing that it made. Holy moly, it's super strong. But once in a while, we have to do this. I want to make sure she's healthy. I haven't seen her in quite a bit. And here she is. So we're gently going to coax her out of her burrow. This webbing is crazy. If only you guys could feel it. It's super firm to the touch. Quite incredible. It's I'm assuming it's a few months old. All right, those colors are popping. This tarantula is so pretty. It's so badass that I think Picasso himself decided the color palette. This is one of the most beautiful tarantulas in my opinion, especially in the Vicularia genus. They are communal. Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't want her getting away. Even though it's an arboreal tarantula and they're not really prone to popping their abdomen if they take a fall, I still don't want them to get away. You know, there's always going to be a chance that they could get injured during a fall. It's very minimal, but there's always a possibility. So this female, I would say, is a fully grown adult female, and I've been looking and searching everywhere for a mature male, and I have not found a mature male. So if any of you have a mature male that wants to send it over my way, I would love to purchase the mature male. And now we're gonna show you guys tarantulas that you don't typically want to handle with your bare hands. So I've made this little temporary enclosure, and we're gonna dig out a Psalmophilus victori. I think it's called the Mexican half and half as far as the common name goes. So this tarantula is a little bit more on the defensive side. We're gonna dig her out because we want to see how she's doing. Make sure she's okay. Woo! Okay, cool. She's looking super healthy. Do not handle this tarantula unless you're very experienced. She's doing great. And now we're gonna put her back into her enclosure, into her 32-ounce deli container. Woo! That was perfect. She couldn't have made it more easy for us. So don't handle this tarantula with your bare hands. Always have a catch cup ready with the lid. Don't do what I did. This was a bad example, but it went okay. Another tarantula that you do not want to handle with your bare hands is the Psalmophilus erminia. One of the most popular and sought after tarantulas. Definitely one of my favorites. The colorations of this species is just like out of this world. Have your catch cup ready and coax them out. And holy moly, look at the colorations of this species, the Psalmophilus erminia. So like I was saying before, my camera overheated and had to stick it into the freezer for a few minutes. The Psalmophilus erminia is one of the most beautiful tarantulas in the entire hobby, in my opinion, and the opinions of many others, also known as the Halloween spider. You do not want to handle them regularly. They can be a little skittish and defensive. Ooh, as you saw over here. Let's try to get a better shot of this tarantula. I want you guys to see the deep blacks, the darks, the nice contrast with the orange. And in this instance, this particular spider has a green head, which I have not seen before.
They usually have green heads, bro.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never noticed the green head. All right, we're gonna put her back into the 32-ounce deli container that I love so much. I use a lot of these for a lot of species. This is a communal of a Poecilotheria species, the Poecilotheria regalis, the Indian ornamental. Most people don't know they're actually communal, but here's proof that they are. They've been together since birth. They're all sack mates. We produce them here at Urban Tarantulas, and there's about 45 or so in here. They're everywhere. They're on top, they're behind the cork bark. Here, let me see if I can move the cork bark. Normally, I wouldn't stick my hand in here and disturb them, but this is for YouTube and, you know, stuff that we do for YouTube. This species is thought to be a very defensive species amongst the tarantula community, but in my opinion, I think once they are raised in a communal setting, they're actually not very defensive. Check out the way that I'm actually handling these guys, showing absolutely no threat posture. They do not want to high-five me. I don't see their fangs. They're not rearing up. They just are existing in a communal setting, in a very comfortable situation inside their enclosure. What else can I ask from these guys? Just to continue looking majestic, I guess. I really can't wait until these guys grow to adulthood. It's gonna be epic. Poecilotheria regalis, one of my favorite species. and they are in a communal setting. I'm gonna do is something that you should not do. Is I'm gonna take this big piece of cork bark where there's like, I don't know, 20 of them on here, and I'm gonna pose with it. How could we do a video without showing off the P. metallica, my favorite tarantula? Well, second favorite tarantula. Alright, so we have a juvenile here. She's about 3 inches or so, maybe 3.5 inches. And we're gonna try to get her to come out. There she is, looking all majestic and all. Ooh, look at those blues, oh my god. How many tarantulas in the entire hobby are this pretty? Not that many. The blues, the yellows, the whites, the contrast. Can you guys believe that this tarantula was thought to be extinct up until 2001 when it was rediscovered? And several years ago, this tarantula was so expensive, it was completely out of reach for the normal tarantula hobbyist. And thankfully, now, within the hobby, these are readily available. They're not gonna be the cheapest tarantulas out there, but they're totally affordable. One of the coolest tarantulas that anyone could definitely own. Here at the Urban Tarantulas facility, every single P. metallica that we own, we have captive bred and captive reared in our facility. And we are actively trying to breed more and more of this species as much as we can. I have currently 20 breeding females. I don't think it's enough, but we'll get up there in the numbers. Thanks to the tarantula community, all the breeders within the hobby, this species will never go extinct. There's always gonna be a demand, and we will not stop breeding the species. And now, I'm gonna show you guys an adult female P. metallica. She's gonna be a lot bigger than that juvenile, and she's gonna pack a much stronger punch if you get bit. You do not want to get bit by this tarantula. I've been bit by this tarantula. The only tarantula that I've ever been bit by happened to be the P. metallica. In the 10 years that I've been in the tarantula hobby, I've only ever been bit once, and it just had to have been the P. metallica, one of the most venomous tarantulas in the entire hobby. This is literally the tarantula that bit me. We call her man-eater now. Come on, little girl. We're all too familiar with that dance. Come on, I'm not intimidated by you. Maybe a little, maybe a little. I'll never forget the day. It was March 13th, 2022. This particular tarantula bit me. It was on live too. I was live on TikTok and I was just showing off and I didn't see the signs. The animal clearly did not want to be handled, and I think I just pushed the animal a little too far and I got bit, you know? You mess with fire, you're gonna get burned, right? Confucius. Enough playing with the man-eater. I'm gonna put her back. We're gonna give her the respect that she deserves. I know I keep calling them my favorites, but this is definitely one of the other favorites. It is the Brazilian jewel tarantula, the T. celadonia. It is an arboreal trapdoor tarantula. Can you guys spot the trapdoor? Can you? Here, I'm gonna just turn it really quick. See if you guys can spot the trapdoor. It's not gonna be easy. Unless you know where it is, you're not gonna be able to spot it, or maybe some of you might. So check it out. This tarantula built this trapdoor by himself. This is actually a mature male. He matured out about a week ago or so, and he's gonna be ready to be paired with a female very, very soon. I'm gonna see if this tarantula is gonna eat. We're gonna try it out. I'm gonna get a little cricket. All right, I meant dubia roach. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna open the trapdoor, and I'm gonna see if I could coax this tarantula out. If he's even hungry. I don't think that he's very hungry. Come on, little buddy. Are you gonna eat for us? Or are you gonna eat for us to make those beautiful sperm webs to impregnate the females? Last chance to eat, and then I'm gonna take the dubia roach and give it to one of your brothers or sisters. All right. Over here, we have another one of my favorites. Surprise! The D. diamanensis tarantula, also known as the Brazilian dwarf beauty. This tarantula looks like a mini GBB. The green bottle blue. They resemble so much like the GBB, but they're just smaller and the colorations are a lot more vibrant. They're epic tarantulas. I am telling you, this is one of the must-haves for sure for any tarantula collector. So now, I'm gonna do something that I shouldn't, and that is to attempt to hold this tarantula. So, do not do this at home. unless you are very, very experienced and you know the risks of holding a tarantula that can potentially be a little on the defensive side. So a green bottle blue, you could totally hold. You only have to worry about a green bottle blue kicking hair. But this species right here, the Diamantensis, is a little bit on the defensive side normally. Right now, she's not showing any defensive posture. She doesn't want to high-five us or anything, but just such a gorgeous, beautiful tarantula. I can't help myself. I have to handle it sometimes, but you should not at home. All right, that's enough handling. We're going to put her back into her enclosure. What a sweetheart. I mean, thank you. One of the very few tarantulas that we did not lose today.